Hey guys, Orange Samurai here, and we just got done with the regional qualifier in Houston, Texas. And I have my friend Mike and Justin who play in the main event. I did too, but more with something of a troll. But I want to know you guys' event experiences. It was the first regional for Riftbound, the Riot TCG for League of Legends. And starting off with Justin, I want to know how your weekend went.
Yeah, so weekend was very interesting. Friday, we kind of had a game plan for the medals cards. We didn't really execute that game plan as much as we should have, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we learned something there for sure. We should just spam more side events. Mm-hmm. Whatever. It was a very weird system. They unlimited the amount of medal cards you could get on the Friday, and then they changed it for Saturday and then changed it again for Sunday. Like the whole weekend, there was just a bunch of different things that were getting changed. Mm. They're still learning. Like, I get it.
First event, the policy changed all throughout for a lot of things, and it's a learning experience. But I did appreciate that the infrastructure was already set up in a similar way to how Lorcana did it, where it was, we have developer area where you play and meet the devs. We have the prize pool area. You have the play area. You have a open area as well. So it was very well organized in the geographic department, right? How every area was set up. So that was really nice of them.
Yeah, it was. I think with next event, I'm sure they're going to be a lot better. They got a lot of feedback from all of us.
Yeah.
There was a lot of staff that just weren't really TCG staff, and I think they're going to get better. So
I'm namely blame Dio and Nick. You know who you are. I blame you guys.
Facts, I guess. Saturday main event. Got there. We expected everything to get late, like start late, but it actually started 15 minutes late.
Yeah, I was very surprised. Yeah,
we were expecting at least 10:30 start, and they started at 9:40 something. Like it was really not that long. I played Kaisa. I tried to meta slave it. Didn't get as many reps in as I should have, and quickly realized that you got to play to do good.
Yes.
So it is what it is on that. I ended up dropping. I think I did a 2-3 or 3-3 drop. Then I went on a side event to get a medal card, and
medal card.
Very end of the night. I was planning on staying up all night, sitting out the venue.
The degen hours.
Just be a fucking degen and get exactly what I wanted. Yeah. But they changed the policy where they were going to do a raffle and email out a big bulk email. If you got the email, you're allowed to buy a card. If not, with the prize tickets, obviously. But if not, then you don't get anything. Went home, super pissed. Woke up Sunday figuring, you know what? I don't really care to go. Just dragging ass. Turned over, looked at my phone at 11, didn't see anything. All right, whatever. Yeah. Turned over again at 11:30, looked at my phone, saw the email for the medal card, instantly kicked Diego. And
you literally turned around and slapped, Diego, wake up. I got the email.
Yeah.
Dude.
And then Mike woke up and he had the email as well. So
look at you guys.
Today was a lot better of a day. We didn't play any side events.
Yeah, we chilled.
We just chilled, but I got my medal card. Mike got his medal card. I ended up getting 7 more packs, pulled a AA Jinx and got that signed.
That was fire, yeah.
Yeah. Weekend rounded out really well, but one of the biggest recaps that I think we're all learning is obviously you need to play the game to do well. You just got to grind, practice. It's not as easy as everyone. I don't think anyone thinks it's easy, but it's one of those I can go in and do good no matter what. That's not the case with this game. This game is a very deep game in strategy and a lot of things. And best of prizing is actually legit.
It's insane.
So definitely, if you like that champion, don't listen to anyone else. Play that shit and do good with it.
Yeah. Okay, here's the meat and potatoes of the video, guys.
Yeah, Diego asked me to be on here because my experience was a lot more interesting. They kind of nailed it on the head with how the weekend went. On a scale of 1 to 10, 8.59, everything was pretty well done. Riot does an amazing job. They get a lot of good people on staff. growing pains with the game. It's the first regional qualifier. They're trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, you know, so from day to day, there was a lot of inconsistencies. So it just became a little unbearable if you were trying or hoping to walk away from the event with certain prizing or certain items or anything, you know. I would say even one of the most like obscure things, world bundles were being distributed like crazy.
Candy.
Everybody had
So
multiple,
many.
They said
which was insane because you know, for someone like me who pre-ordered the Worlds bundle and was waiting for that, hoping that was still exclusive product, and it ended up being way more accessible than anything else. There was a lot of product on hand, and that was a great sign for people that were worried about like the market price and the pricing of it. It should start to regulate and fluctuate after this weekend, so that's great. But besides that, I didn't really have anything else to say. Devs were super nice. Everybody was a lot of interesting things going on. The room was filled head to toe, like a big League of Legends event. It was amazing. So shout out to the Riot crew and everybody that went into making that event as best as they could, despite all the ups and downs that went in for the weekend. As far as the tournament went for the main event, I finished 4-3. I was X1 for a while, and I dropped my second game to a very split decision against Annie that ended up getting the arena's greatest on the play against my Kaisa. It was very close. It was literally just a card or two difference that kind of made up that matchup. So shout out to my opponent for just having the right cards at the right time. But the reason this got interesting was because going into round 7, you know, being X2 was the cutoff for top 64. I was doing really well. I hadn't dropped a single set to the mirror the entire day. I was gaming all day. I was confident in my list. I knew my list pretty well, and I had built my list from the ground up. But I played a Kaisa mirror. This was actually the only matchup that I lost to, and it happened so because it was in game 3. The situation came down to where I had a Kaisa on board. My opponent had a Ravenbloom student and a Thousand Tail Watcher that they casted unaccelerated. So they cast this. They leave 2 mana up. They use that 2 mana to then cast Falling Star before using their active Ravenbloom student to claim their 4th point. So they were on an odd point tempo. He casts a card, instantly says, target my Kaisa, without giving me the window to respond to reflexive triggers. Okay. I slowed down the pace. I said, hold on, I have a reaction before the reflexive triggers, before you target. I went to do the retreat, meaning his board was all that was left on the board, and he instantly, in response, targets his Ravenbloom student twice instead of his Watcher. I knew what the correct play was. We all know what the correct play was, but he was playing a little fast, chose his targets, and proceeded to move forward until he realized, wait a minute, I want to change my targets back to Watcher. I told him, so you pick your Ravenbloom student, you target it, and now you're asking me if you can change your targets. And I obviously said no, because it's a misplay. It was going to cost him the game and help, and obviously give me the round. So I told him no. He asked if we can call a judge. I said yes. We call the judge over. We explain everything that happens in full detail. He doesn't argue about it. The judge asks him if there's a differing point of view, and he says no. That's how it happened, but I didn't know that's how Falling Star works. So he's explaining that he has no idea how Falling Star and reflexive triggers works. The judge walks away for a minute, comes back with a head judge. I do not know their names, but came back with a red shirt level 2 judge, and says, well, based on the situation, that because the opponent didn't know how their card works, we're going to enforce our policy of additional information gained, and we're going to reverse the game state and allow him to re-choose his targets. So this ended up costing me the whole game, because by gaining that 4th point, he gained corrective point tempo and was able to close the game out on a time warp situation a couple turns later, which would not have been the scenario had he just that misplay gone through as it should have, because he didn't know what his card play was. But ultimately, the policy they had enforced for a high-level main event that was told to me by a head judge was, we are enforcing, if the opponent doesn't know what's going on or doesn't know how their card works and are learning for the first time, we can correct the mistake, we can reverse the gameplay and allow them to make the correct choice. So mid-round, mid-tournament, and in round 7, no less, they are learning how to correctly play the game or correctly play their cards, which kind of defeated the purpose of someone like me, who spent the time to read the rule book, spent the time to learn reflexive triggers, got punished a few times along the way at locals to do so, and never had a situation like that happen before in any card game period. I thought it was a little weird, thought it was a little obscure, and it did end up giving me my third round loss, which gave me completely booted me out of chance of day 2. I didn't take it out on my opponent. I don't remember his name actually, but just I shook his hand. I still wished him the best of luck as always. But to be honest with you, very frustrating. I ended up just kind of leaving the event after that and letting the day reset because I had no intention of being there after putting all that work out and just kind of getting crapped on for something that I think would made more sense if it was champion trials, if it was like, any of these side events that were going to be for learning the game. And so when I told them what happened, we asked a few other judges. They said that policy was put in place, but didn't make a lot of sense why for a main level event. I don't know if anybody else had an issue like that or heard anything or whatever, but I did appeal to a head judge. It didn't go my way. And that's how card games kind of go. If the head judge is saying you're wrong, you just, that's an L you just have to take. And that's kind of how my event ended. So little salty, but I played my deck really well and I did not make a lot of mistakes or misplays. So despite the record, I'm really not upset about it. I think I just go back to the drawing board, put some more work in and come back with a fresher mindset for the next event. So you'll see me around for sure.
Yeah. And silver lining, you did a few extra things besides main event, right? So you played some side events. You got to get some pricing from the prize pool.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there was something for everybody to win in the event.
Yeah.
If you were not playing the main event or not hoping to be one of those top 8 people, there was something for everybody. The promo from the event, I think, is now going for like 100, 150 right now, just raw cut. The devs were signing items and cards specifically.
That was pretty cool.
That was really cool to meet them, shake their hands, thank them for the event, all their time, get to know them a little bit. Shout out to Dave, who's been doing a great job holding it down for the entirety of this game plan. The marketing team too, they know that there's a lot of things going on. They're trying their best to not overshoot, undershoot, and kind of hope to build into learning what their community really looks like and what they're about. And they're all about the constructive criticism. Like, as long as you're delivering it the way it's supposed to be, they've told us face to face that like, hey, we listen and go to every comment through social media, through Instagram, through YouTube, whatever, however you want to reach out to them. Let them know your thoughts because they're really taking that into account on how they can make this game a lot better. And that is a very good sign. But Riot is does a great job at communicating with their community. So take that in consideration. This is a very good game to get into if you value things like that for competitiveness sake or for casualness sake, product sake, collective sake, whatever that looks like for you. You at least Riot's kind of like in your corner too, rooting for you as well. So event out of everything, like I said, 8.5, 9 out of 10 for the first one. Did a great job, blew me away. Event looked great. Everybody was super friendly, super nice. Didn't have a lot of issues. Didn't hear about a lot of drama or anything at the event. And and then I think who was it? Who was it that won? What was his name? The Huali? Am I saying that right?
The
Wally?
Yeah.
The Annie player?
Yeah.
Not even trying to be disrespectful, but whoever you are, congratulations on your win. You did a great job. I know your team worked hard to build that Annie's list. So, man, shout out to you and all the games that you got to put in through. You I watched you on stream a couple times. You were gaming for sure. So, everybody it was great. It was a great event.
He's your new fan, by the way. So I think my favorite part of the weekend with you was that eventually you saw your cards to Tectone.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was there. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool.
No idea. There was a lot of interesting people at the event just for being League of Legends fans. Period.
It was a mix of everything. It was like, streamers, cosplayers, video game streamers, all these esport people. Like this guy, Stos has his own team. They were there playing too. So that was interesting.
It's like a melting pot of card games coming together. Really.
People from Flesh and Blood.
That was the craziest thing. The melting pot.
Yeah.
Like I
Flesh
saw
and Blood, One Piece,
from all
Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh. We had Jeff Jones come in and top day 2 in that game with Lee Sin. We had about 8 One Piece players in top 64.
There was Hearthstone pros. There was Runeterra pros. There was so many people.
Yeah, Sent, One Piece player, he got top 4. Jackson got top 8. Sam got 16. Her boy got 32nd, top 32. Sheki also day 232, I think, as well. So it's a lot of people even from One Piece that got into it too. And yeah, it was pretty cool. And the event was so well organized in a sense, like I said, how they structured it. And I do like you said also, with Dave being there, it was super appreciative, at least on the way I see it, that they have the front face of the game be at the event right there and be there with the people and talk to them and tell them, have people talk to him and he listens to them, right? So hopefully that feedback goes into that and it goes into the game, how it's being run and developed. So that was really nice, especially at the end, how we had the signatures. We actually got some cards signed by them at the end. Justin, with his price wall tickets, he pulled a
the over-numbered Jinx.
Over-numbered Jinx is what it was, yeah. And he got it signed by Dave. Mike and I, you can only sign one. So we got our MF promos from the event signed by the whole squad, so that was pretty cool. For myself, I decided to try and cheese it playing Garen, and it's because I didn't have much time to play the game because also, obviously, I play One Piece, I play Gundam, and it's a very straightforward deck where you're ramping to win playing Aurora, and unfortunately, I did not see the cards needed to win a game every single time. I would draw a game where I have only Aurora and no ramp, no Catalyst, no the +1, what's it called? Mobilize?
Yeah, mobilize.
Yeah, so against I don't see that, or I don't see Forge, so I can't recycle my units. So ultimately, I got back what I put in, and I'm fine with that. I had a lot of good experiences playing with people. Everybody was kind, helpful, understanding. I had no issues with them. I ended like 6-3, I think. And to top it off, the very last game that I played was against a Garen, who plays crazy recruit build where he played the battlefield, that if you are +7 units and you hold, you win the game. And he caught me really off guard with that game too. It's like, oh, you got it, bro. I think I do make sign events. I did one Nexus night the day before, Super Nexus. Oh. And I like that one because it was best of one. It went rather quick. For the main event, like I said, it did go a little bit long. I think it was because a lot of people, the end of time, it's no time, right? It's just turns.
Yeah. So sometimes it was going to like +20 minutes, 24 minutes.
Or more.
It was kind of crazy.
So it's a lot of time to like play out your turns, and I get that, that's fine. But it probably should be abridged a little more. And then they were calling a lot of people, hey, submit your result. It wasn't until halfway through the event where they said, if you do not submit now, you're going to get a double game loss. And a lot of our card games, they say straight up, if you do not submit after X amount of time, we're going to double game loss you. And I feel like they could have pushed for that at the very beginning during the player meeting, so that way we all know to be on air to like, hey, submit this now. So that way we don't have to wait on people to come in, put in the result. And I think that dragged out the tournament quite a bit because we went from 9:45, I think we started setting down. Like we started officially like at 10ish, and then we were done by 11:30 for 9 rounds. So that was quite a lengthy tournament. If you follow me, you know me from the Bandai games. So like 30 minutes, only Digimon is BO3. And you're done by 5 p.m., So, but yeah, it was still a fun experience. I had a good time. I have no regrets playing Garen. I love the champion. If you know me personally, you know that I play him all the time in League. I'm about 1 million mastery, so that's why I did it. I hope you guys, you had a good time too. You enjoy my food recommendations.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Pinkertons. We went to Yukaku also, which it's not local, but it's still good. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to share our experience of the Riftbound Regional Qualifier in Houston, my friends Mike, Justin, and I. And hopefully, if my PTO permits, I'll be going to Vegas. I know you're going to Vegas.
100%.
Yeah,
I think so too. I think, especially with these premium passes, it's really worth it because you get the play mat, you get the box. It's always cool things.
Like I said, there's always something to gain from Riot. So they make great products. They know how to make everything feel special and exclusive.
Yeah.
And if you're that type of person that likes to also like just have rich products, there's always something.
Is there anybody you want to shout out to finish it off here? You don't want to shout out Sebi?
I guess honestly, Sebi was the only person who was really trying to test with me, but no, I mean, like I said, just really more or less just shout out to the community. Shout out to the community for definitely being kind. Shout out to the Riot devs like Dave and all them, the casters, everybody, like I said, who put their time and effort into making this event happen. It's a team effort at the end of the day, and they deserve the praise because I can only imagine how exhausted they are being friendly all the time, being on point all the time, and just like never really showing that fatigue. Through 3-4 days of all of this, they did a good job. So, and this again, only the first one. So sky's the limit. Who knows how much better and much more consistent this can get. But yeah,
I want that Riot Game Fest to happen one day. Where it's you bring in Faker as a guest speaker.
Oh man,
maybe give out a signed Faker card. Make it happen.
Faker Ari.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time, usually in One Piece content, so check that out if you want to see it. If not, I'll be posting some of the top deck lists of the event. My friend Brian is helping me also. We're putting in all the best stuff. I already got things like Lux, Garing, Leona. I'm finding all the best stuff and also posting lists from the top 64 as well. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.